Greetings, comrades. Welcome back. It's Workers and Resources. We're almost done with the chemical area. It's nearly complete, and I'm pretty excited to get people in here. And this is like the last major thing we need to get everything else working smoothly and to like iron out the logistics and how to move everything around to be self-sufficient. So this chemical area is going to be it's just big. It's just really big. But we have almost everything done. So I think it's time to start getting people in here and also start to like protect it from fires and stuff, because I've had to rebuild some buildings because of fires. The game just likes to randomly put fires at you. So a lot of these tanks are full of oil and ready to go as far as like the oil supply for these buildings. So let's talk about this a little bit. Over here, I have a whole bunch more fields, right? And I've decided to put in 2 more agro farms. So there's 3 total here. Each of them have all the equipment they need, and they've all been designated fields to manage. But now it's time to take a look and well, here's the thing. I don't think I need the covered trucks in here. I think I want to do the same thing as I did over here with distribution. So we're going to put in a couple of distribution centers to manage all these fields. And then we're going to put in the train station and the crop storage that we need in order to facilitate a train to pick that stuff up and bring it over here. And I think I want that train station. I think I want it to be right here. And I'm going to probably move, once again, these lines to be on the other side of the track in order to do that. But before we get started in that, I wanted to, well, I guess I can't. I don't have enough room. I was going to put in something else. I got this dirt road here, which is kind of meh. What are you doing? Oh, you're off to get fuel, which, like, I have a gas station here, but there's no fuel in it. So I need to get that started too. So we need to look at fuel and moving fuel around too. And to be honest, it might involve us just taking this oil train and repurposing it to transport fuel everywhere. We might just have the fuel train goes and picks up fuel over there, or probably over here, and then it moves it to these areas, and then as it reaches over here and it drops off fuel, it also picks up more fuel over here, and then we might have a route that can do that. We'll see. So anyway, over here, let's work backwards. I need storages for crops. These are 800 tons of crops. I would say that at least 4 of these is needed for a single cargo station, of course. But because there's 4 over there, it makes sense to have 4 here. So we're gonna just have 4 and 4. I don't think we need to bank up any additional than what's over there already. So let's take a look and see where we can do this. I'm thinking I got to get rid of these lines. They're too far in the way. So why don't I really quick? There's the 14s, right? It's pretty sure. Yeah, so we'll go off of I think I need to move this whole thing. Or I could just trash this. Like, just get rid of this whole thing. I think I mean, the oil field stuff, obviously that stuff has to stay, but I think I'm going to go ahead and pause it and then go like this. Get rid of you all the way up to there, I guess. Then this way, and maybe we'll go out to, how about, let's go out to about here. And then this is a 13 or a 14. Oh, it's definitely a 14. Yeah, 14. So we're going to go to the other side of the tracks like this. And then we'll have this. I hope I don't have to move this again, but maybe to prevent having to move it again, I just go all the way out to the road. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to do anything with the road over here. I say this now, and then, next episode, it'll be like, well, hey, actually, we could build it right here. It might happen. I'm just throwing it out there. It might happen. Then I have to come all the way back out here anyway to hook up to that split. So, like, it's kind of meh as far as costs go and how it's organized, but whatever. At least it gets me where I need to be. All right, so we'll rebuild that. Now these are out of the way. So the next step is, the grain storage. I think maybe if I put it, let's not build with rubles here for a second. If I put it right over here, this is probably a good spot. So it needs to have road access on each one. which is that's a kind of a given. So we'll go, and it needs to have sufficient room for a long train. It doesn't actually have to be that long. No, it doesn't have to be that long. It's actually fine. The long track needed was for the gravel. So if I put you, let's say here, and let's say, well, let's start on just these sides first. And I think I could probably face them the same direction, but it might look better if I face them at each other. Where is it? Right here. If I face them this way, let's say like this, and then like this. If I put a cargo train station right here, do you match up with both? Yeah. So we put you about here for the train. And then, ooh, this actually might work. It actually might work better facing them outwards. This is why we don't build with rubles right yet, right? We just plan it out. It's all part of it. Grain storage like this. I think I'm gonna put these back to back instead. We'll go about like this, and then on this side it'll be about like this. Yep. And then on this side it'll be. And the reason for doing this is to get road connection with that. So we'll go here and go here. Now what I end up with is 4 grain storages. I like it. We could also have some overflow if we wanted to. That would require a forklift network, which isn't too out of the question. We do have a fuel depot pretty close by. It's not unrealistic to, have something that's in reserve. So if we were going to do that, then we would take and do factory connections on this side. Let's say we could do factory connections over here, but I'm going to let these go. So the factory connection would just be like this. And then we would have one more that goes out about this way. Let's say about this far. Yeah, about this far. And then we put in the factory, we put in the forklift, so about here. And then the other connections would just be grain storage. So I could put another grain storage, for example, right here. And put another one right here. And I could put another one right here. And then what you end up with is we can have a forklift network that's built to take grain out of these, take crops out of these and put them in these, right? So your job is to take crops out of this and put it in this. These two get filled by the trucks and taken by the train. These two get filled by the trucks and taken by the train, but they also get replenished by our overflow. I mean, just something to do. I don't know. We're probably never going to have this many crops, but in the case that we build up this many, we can at least reliably know that this area over here always has a lot of crops. And if for some reason we're overproducing them madly, like just crazy overproduction, then okay, we can then maybe put a food factory or something here and have another food hub. Or we'll have the crop train. After it drops some off over here, you can pick some up and then drop it off over there, and then just keep going back and forth. And we'll set up some sort of grain storage over there that we can drop things off with and help with anything. Like we could just have this be a lot of crops because there's a lot of fields here. So yeah, whatever, it's fine. The hope though is that this entire arrangement, this entire infrastructure does not need. Oh, the helicopters are already on the case, man. They're so fast. The hope, of course, is that none of this needs workers, right? That's the benefit of this. No worker requirements is awesome. So we'll go straight down here. Then that will go like that. That, yep. Then this can go, well, I could just make a new road, I guess, whatever. You can meet up with this one. Like that, and then, well, no, that's not good. No, I like it better the other way. The original way I was thinking of doing it, I like it better that way. Come straight through here, like this, and around. And then for the storage here, I was originally going to have the road go between these, which would have worked. But now that I'm doing that, I'll have it go this way and then just kind of wrap around. It's fine. We could just kind of do that. And maybe we can access it on this side too. I don't know why you'd need to, but whatever. This looks terrible now, doesn't it? It's like, oh no. No, don't do it, Charlie. Please fix the roads. Okay. I'll fix it. I just know. I know you guys too well. I know what's going to happen. You're going to yell at me about the road looking terrible. Okay? It's just what you do. I get it. I understand. Not everyone can be as glorious as I am about asymmetry. Oh, this is gonna... That'll really grind your gears, huh? No straight edges here. Nope, it's either there or there. Which one? Uh-huh, yeah. Hey, you can't have everything in life, okay? This is an exercise in restraint. Perseverance. No, never mind. Okay, so there we go. We'll have these roads built too. And then all of this is with a train, right? So the train can now just get hooked up to this whole thing. So I was thinking about having like a dedicated track like this. This comes from here and then it goes along this track and then just kind of merges itself into this. So it keeps it off of the main line here. But like the thing is, I built this really long connected line as sort of a highway for everybody for a reason. Like it's really efficient to just let a train get on here really quick and get off over there. So I'm not really interested in rebuilding a whole new track that serves the same purpose as the one we already have. So we're just going to go ahead and do this. Have this hooked up to there like this. And then it's going to have a little merger here that will let it just kind of, you know, do its thing to get in here and then get out. No big deal. So instead of building a whole new track and then hooking it up, and now we just have this, and that's way better. If for some reason the train wants to go that way, later on we'll just do the same thing to connect this area over there like that. Okay. The most important thing is that none of this requires people. All right. This whole thing is laborless, which is why it's good. All right. So I think I'm going to take the vehicles that are in the agro farms and I'm going to move them to 2 distribution centers that are going to manage all of these crops and moving them over here. I think that's the best way to do this, because I don't want these guys having to do this. Well, I'm trying to think. Should we just test it and see how it works before we do that? Maybe it'll be okay. Each one of these agro farms, they have their own fields that they're managing. So, I mean, they're all the fields are accounted for right now. I think. I think they are. What's this one? How about this one? What's this one on? Field is not assigned to any farm. Okay, well, maybe I messed that up then. I'll have you assign it here. How about you? Everything's all right. Everything's all right. Yeah, that's when at least it's assigned, right? And it is assigned at least. So I think we're all right here. Okay. So the 4 trucks that are in here, we have 4 of these KMZ 5410 trucks, right? They're just kind of chilling in here, ready to go. I'll just have these connect to here. And if they don't connect, then of course we pull, right? We just pull it out. Because I think each one of these has like 8 fields. Well, not 8 on this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on this one because I just added that new one. But it's pretty much 8 fields on every farm. Wait, this one only has 6. No, it has 8. It has 7. Wait, where's your... Oh, it's this one. So if it's not a complete field because of the water here, if it's not complete, then it does this spotty dotted thing. I think it'll still work. I think they'll still use it. We can see that exemplified over here, I thought. Yeah, right here. Everything is growing anyway. It's just a little smaller because of where it is. It just moves the fence, right? Okay, so I need to let this build, and then we got to talk about labor. So to get people over here to work, that's the trick. A lot of these tanks are full of oil already, right? We got lots of oil in pretty much every tank. They've had lots of time to fill up. It's It's been like 3 in-game years to pump oil into this whole area and let it flow through everything. So we got lots and lots of oil, but now we need to start using it. And then we also have tons of grain. I went ahead and manually purchased 111 tons for each one of these, just as like a starter, just to get the area started. And now I just need a couple of open hull trucks. We're gonna go with, it's just 9 tons of wood, 12 tons of wood. I don't think it really matters because they're just going to be using it. So, yeah, I'm going to just give 2 trucks of these little weak ones here, these little small ones. Actually, this truck is near the end of its life. Not saying it's a bad deal, but it also means that I have newer stuff. And it's the same speed as this. Yeah. This one's 8. That's a good compromise, but it's also more money. No, I'm just going to take these. We'll take 2 of these. CAS 256B here, and the CAS 256B will be here. We'll just have 2 of them in each one of these. Okay. So you're going to get train waiting too long. This notification is going to keep popping up. This is a clothing train. It's basically waiting here this whole time because the food train is in here. I don't have anywhere else to deliver food. We're gonna look at logistics. We're gonna look at trains. Okay, we're gonna look at trains. We're gonna look at as if we haven't already enough. We're gonna look at trucks, moving things in, basically resource distribution. We're gonna take a real deep dive into it, but I'm not quite there yet. I want to make sure chemicals are running first, and then we can start looking at it. We are doing decently with keeping staff over here and keeping tourists happy. I don't know what our average rating is yet, but you know, more and more are coming in all the time. There's 22 more on that plane, so we're doing okay getting them in here, and we have plenty of buses to bus people in to this area for the sake of workers too. So we're doing all right with that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna let it. I think I'm gonna let this go just a little bit. Actually, let me test this out. Do I really just? I think they can build this in time, you know? I don't think I need to hit the buttons. I think they can build it in time. So to provide labor over here, we're looking for about 1,200 workers at a time to fill everything. It's a little less than that, but I think if I round it up to 1,200 and try to plan on putting 1,200 in here, that would probably work really well. These guys have got to come from all over the place. We're going to get some workers from over here brought in, but I think the biggest place to do it is to expand Sosnikova. This little town has been doing nothing, okay? Been keeping to itself. These simple, you know, I don't know, ethnic group over here in Sosnikova. I don't know, I'm just making shit up. But this little area here is almost contributing nothing to society, but it's connected. And every once in a while, you know, these buses will bring a couple of workers, 20 workers, and it'll bring it over there, and they'll work for like 6 hours by the time they get there, and then they'll come back home, right? So I want to expand this and get a whole lot more workers over there. To do that better, I need this to be bigger. Probably. I think. Hang on. This is a 600 or is it 300? 600. 600 will be all right. Let's leave it for now. We'll see how it goes. But I'm going to tear down these houses. These 4 houses are going. We're going to set up another residential district right around here, around this, and then they're all going to work at the train station. And then we're going to get a couple of trains to bring people into that area to work. But in order to do that really successfully, I'm going to need to really take a deep dive. I'm going to say deep dive now. I've heard it like twice today, and now I'm just saying it twice today. Great. We're going to take a really close look. How about in walking paths and probably putting in tunnels to do this, to get things around and through. I did another tunnel over here in Fedoristan. I don't know if I showed you this yet. When I was doing the heating and trying to get the heating pumped in. So I got this, the pipes all ran from all the way over here. It's not ideal, but it's like the closest heating I have. I think I am going to set up another place for heating over here, just to like, I don't know, there's this rail, right, that we've been building, and my rail builders are doing a fantastic job at this. Look at this. They're all the way down here already. All the way down here already. It's happening, man. I did manually purchase a couple of these. Oh, hey there, autosave. I manually purchased these little bends in here, these little turns, just so that the rail construction office could get around easier. And it's also this office that's doing it. So, yeah, I just need workers, I think, for the most part, to go in there. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. So anyway, that's an update. And I put in a tunnel right here so that they could reach the hospital. This hospital was reaching almost nobody, and now it can reach people a lot easier by just going in through these tunnels right through here. So, and that also accounts for these houses. They can get to work over in here a little bit easier now. So it helps a little bit. Okay, that's the update. There's a lot of stuff to do, man. I need to figure out what's going on with the trains right now, and I'll be right back. I think what actually, I'll just walk you through it. So when you build a new rail, right, a lot of times that new rail segment will get added to the existing rail segment. And what you might notice, or what you might find, is that trains that signals that are for that section will just decide to go red on you. If you change it and get rid of that signal that's right before that intersection, everything will begin to open up again and all the trains will start moving again. So you should, if you can, and this is how I would do it, and this is how I'm going to start doing it, because I'm making amendments to my train network as we go. Anything that's on this should always just keep going. We should not be stopping. So this is going to get turned into a standard signal just to mark the section. But the chain/mix is going to end up being here instead. And that will stop the train here. It provides a right-of-way on this track. So I'm going to have that. But I can't really do that very well until the rail is actually built. And so I'm going to just buy that segment so that it's built. And now the rail construction yard over there will recognize this track, and it will bring its construction train over here to start working on it right away anyway. But when you build a new track, that's something that can happen if you're not paying attention. Okay, so workers, yes, the neighborhood, Sosnikova. Let's talk about it. So I'm gonna pause it really quick just because I'm making money, so I might as well just let it run. Let's get. I'm tempted to do like a different style neighborhood, like an old house, small house neighborhood, right? And preserve Sosnikova that way, but I don't. It's not really preservation. I mean, we have all these prefabs already made, and I need a lot of workers here. So I think I'll do like a small town kind of, suburb. Everyone has their individual houses kind of thing, even though it's not really what this is. Well, I don't know. It's 4 people in a house. It's a village. Yeah, a village. That's the word I'm looking for. I will make a village out of one of the other places, one of the other towns we haven't touched yet. My goal and what I hope to do in this series is to have... Wow, this is completely disconnected. Sure is. I will fix that too. My goal is to have all of the houses connected, right? They're all hooked up to civilization, if you will. I want everybody hooked up. Let's do this a little bit differently. I'm gonna actually bring this all the way in. Or I'm not, because there's a walking path there. Whatever, it's fine. You go there, like that. All right. So what I want is we'll get the big prefabs, I guess. And we need to figure out where the road is going to be for this. So I think we'll have a row of houses probably over here. We'll say there's a row like this. And then you can see they're in range of heat and power, although to the extent of which that heat and power actually work is a mystery. Am I curving here? I mean, yeah, I'm kind of not straight at all. It was supposed to be in a straight line. Okay, let me set this neighborhood up. I'll be right back. All right, so I've got the first street in here, and I'm wrapping some of the roads, but I'm also putting in a replacement shopping center because there's a lot of people here, and the 2 little grocery stores that we have. Oh, we have 3. All right, I didn't see this one over here. So, but there's no goods in this one anyway, so that's good. Do we have goods here? Yeah, but we're doing. I haven't done a whole lot with Sosnikova. Okay, I just kind of set it and forget it. So let's make people a little bit happy here, and then we'll look at it later. But I'm putting the infrastructure in to look at it later right now. So I have the large shopping center here. And then what I'm going to do is a little bit different. These are all going to go away. So none of these shopping centers will stay. And everyone will go to this one. But there's a warehouse here. It is not directly connected to the shopping center. And that's pretty much because like you can't do the warehouse with all the goods that you need. And the meat can't do that. So we're going to have a forklift network, a little mini forklift network over here instead. And what we'll do is we'll have the rail come for the passenger trains and stuff. This is going to come around, and I think I'll use this track actually. This is going to come around past the road here, and it's going to wrap itself over here to a cargo station, which is going to have access to. I need meat storage first. Meat storage, here it is. It's going to have access to this. Well, road connections. I hate this thing, man. I really do. It's like the worst. The fact that these connections are they're in the worst orientation possible. It's like, I don't know if the dev did this on purpose, but he basically picked, I think I'll have it out the back and out the right side, and then there'll be a road on this side. Call it good. It was either no thought into it, or I'm just really bad at this game. I don't know which one it is, but it just seems like I always want the factory connections to be on the opposite side of the side that they're on. So we're gonna put this right here. And then cargo station will be here. Yeah, right about here. And what this does is it's going to allow us to deliver meat and allow us to deliver everything else. And then both of them are truckless, accessible by this. The only difference is the forklift network. The forklifts are going to have to be the thing that replenishes the supply all the time. It's not that big of a deal. Forklifts are pretty effective, especially at short range. So I'm going to let that go. So we're going to have this rail needs to come around. And it kind of comes out pretty wide. But that is the right side. I'm tempted to... Well, I'll tell you what. I'll probably have passenger trains take one side. And then cargo trains will take the other rail, so it'll be like a one-way thing. So in other words, by just having one rail here and telling the train to go this way, it will automatically say, well, in order to do that, I need to be on this side. So telling the passenger train specifically to use this side is what I need to do. And that's pretty easy, I think, to do. So we'll just do it. All right, so that needs built. And then that road needs built. And then I could probably also just get the other road connection set up. So this goes this way. This can feed into that. For this, I think I'm going to go around this direction, because it's closer to the fire department, and also because it doesn't interfere with, it doesn't have to cross the road over here. So, and then this doesn't have to cross the rail either, as long as I do this over here. Like, it's a little bit. There we go. About like that. Okay, good. Now, obviously, we don't have any road distribution or anything through this, which we shouldn't need. All of the goods that are delivered here are only used by this building, and that's why it's called truckless. So they're all just going to be in here. So this is 189 workers. To have this be constantly staffed, I need to source about 3,600 workers, because there's 3 shifts in a workday, right? 1,200 people per shift. So take whatever number of workers you need, times it by 3. That's how many people you need, like living in access, or to be able to access that work area to fill it up. So if this is 189 per, let's just round it up to 200, I guess. So we've got a lot more houses to make. So let's take and just get that done. And I'll put these houses in right here. So we're going to go on. I could probably do it. Yeah, why not? I just keep this going this way. They just need to reach the passenger station, right? So it could work as long as it's in range of the grocery store, which that's questionable. I'd like it to be close to. Let's put some houses on this side. I mean, we're going to need probably both, but we'll put some houses on this side too. We'll lean them this way so it's easier to connect the road. That should do it. 1, 2. Can I fit a third? If I angle it this way, I bet I can. Yep, right there. Good enough. Okay, so there's 3 houses in here now too. Houses. These are complexes. But there's 3 of them. That's the point. We go in like that, and like you can connect there, I guess, direct. No? How about here? Yeah, and then we'll just put a walking path down this way. It's fine. Because this is too sharp. It won't do it. Oh, it won't do it because of the walking... Wait a minute. It won't do it because of the walking path. Yeah. What's going on here? Oh, you're just being upgraded. I'll just do it. I don't want to be confused anymore. So quit playing this game. That's how that works. You don't want to be confused? Fine. There's other games to play, man. I don't know what they are. Right now, I'm so glued on this. I love this. Here's this, and then I'm going to go like that and like that. So it's basically the same connection, and then we can also go across that too. Yeah, whatever. That gets them closer. The hope is that everyone is in range of that store. So everywhere we put a person, everywhere we put a house, apartment building, whatever you want to call it, they all need to be in walking distance to this. So that'll be the big thing. Okay. So I'm building out a neighborhood here. That's the goal. I'm gonna let them get on this. This is not enough houses, but I just want them to build it up and not crowd it with too many jobs right now. Let's talk about how to access buildings. Since these are mostly done, we can really reference the walking distance for these. So right now, the walking distance for this is over here. And that's not bad. I think, to be honest, I think I'm going to need another passenger station right here to drop people off in this little area just to get them to here. The other option is to go with like a bus terminal or something and just have the train... Maybe a bus terminal like right here. And then just have the train stop here. I don't know. I got another electrification thing for the train tracks right here. Right? And then all these wires. These are terrible. I need to fix them. But this is another one of those hookups where we hook up the electric to the grid. So if I connect these rails right now, this area will start powering all of this too. So we'll add more power to the grid because you can have too little power. It takes a lot of trains, I think, but if you hook up one of these 2.35 or whatever poles to one of these, it will provide power to your entire rail network if they're all connected together. But every train you add is, of course, sucking juice. And eventually you're going to overload that one line that's connected there. So you need multiple lines to feed into it. I'm feeding into mine directly from the nuclear plant, but it's only 2 connections. So I think those 2 connections will probably facilitate, obviously, a whole bunch of trains. But I'm also finding little tiny places like right here where I can just add another connection just to help it. We might need people here. We'll see. Anyway, so for this, we want tunnels for this. And this is going to take a while to build too. Because bridges are possible. And I like the look of bridges. I really do. But a direct route, like a tunnel has to go that way and then zig around this, and then or tunnel will just go straight, and that's gonna help me with at least a little bit more distance, I think. So if I want to get over to this these 3, wow, all chemical plants, yikes. Okay, all those chemical plants. I need to go several different directions with tunnels. So we're gonna start by having a tunnel that goes that way. We'll say it goes this way, right? Yeah. I have a tunnel that goes this way. And another tunnel that goes off this way. Okay? And it'll be like this. We want to go as far out as possible because the tunnels are expensive. But the other thing to keep in mind is that we have lots of piping happening too. And, well, that might interfere. Oh, it sure will. I think the road is interfering here too. Oh boy, this is gonna be difficult. There might be a lot of trial and error here to get a tunnel through this. If I start here, a little bit further away from the road, maybe the road was interfering because it was too close. If I pull it back to like here, what happens then? The thing about the tunnels is that you can't go down. Like you can't raise and lower like you can these other pipes. The tunnel is a fixed depth. And I suspect... Oh, okay. We can get... Okay, so it will go through the pipes. So now it's just a matter of trying to figure out why it won't go under the road. And I have no idea. But it definitely goes that way. It lets it happen anyway. I honestly, they're a lot less flexible than bridges. A lot less flexible. I might just do bridges instead. The pedestrian tunnel movement speed compared to the bridge, I think is the same. But the bridges, I can actually go over top of this stuff. That's going to be challenging. All right, it wasn't quite as tricky as I thought it would be. We've got a tunnel that goes basically dedicated to each one of these. That's the most expensive news. I tried to get it to be like one tunnel in the area and then spread out with bridges. And it was just like a lot of just min-maxing tile space. And it's just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to finance tunnels direct because it's the fastest way to get there. And with the distances to walk, I'm really hoping they can reach. If they can't reach this, I'm going to need buses to take them to places. And that's unfortunate. But if it's the way it is for like one or two of them, it's not the end of the world. Like dedicated bus route to a single one is not that big of a deal. So the tunnels come in from the train station here. They drop down. This is about 1.6 million is I think the total cost of this to build if I was to do it with my money. I'm going to let it build with resources now. But still, if I was to just wanted to get it done and over with, yeah, about 1.6, 1.7 million rubles. They come in from the train station and then they just choose which tunnel they want to go to. So they go over here. This thing had to curve. There was no other way. Just because the way that the pipes and stuff are, I needed to go underneath this. If I went here, it wouldn't work. If I went here, it wouldn't work. I had to go right underneath this tank, and I couldn't do it in a straight line just because of the way this was angled. So I ended up, yeah, S-curve, baby, right here. And then this one goes fairly straight. This one goes almost entirely straight, but it had to connect on the side. Wouldn't connect on the front. Kind of weird, but all right. And then this one was the same thing. I needed to actually angle this one to the side instead of going straight at it, just because I think it's these factory connections. They're considered infrastructure that I can't go through for some reason. So like I couldn't have it be too close to these. This one here was an exception to that rule. I don't exactly know why, but it was a very small tunnel, very straight line, and mostly because I have this other walk path I can come off of this if I want to. I could have done that with over here as well, but I don't know, it works out, okay? And then they can get to every workplace they need to on this side. So now I just need to do the same thing with this side and get that started so we can get people to work over here, because walk space or walk distance wise, they can't get there. There's just no road there, right? But I think the distance will still work, but they can't get there. So I need to do that right now. Let me get started. All right, so this one was actually much more straightforward than the last one. I just put in some underpasses here and here, kind of straight ahead from where we had to walk. And it kind of worked as a straight line. Boom, boom, boom. And then just, boom, boom, boom. Heyo, there it is. It's done. So this is like another, I don't know, in total, it's like 2.4 million rubles if I want to buy it. So I could technically just have it done right now if I want to. But I'm gonna let it build. Might as well make it a little cheaper. If I can get it maybe half off, I'll accelerate it from there. So I just need some final connections here. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. The more straight line I can go here, the better. I'm thinking actually with this one, because of how that S-curve is, I would probably be better off simply upgrading the road itself here. And then while it's a street, and I can pay for this just to test it, while it's a street road like this, they can just walk faster to just go this way. And so I don't think I need to do anything there. I think I can just let this go the way this is, make it look a little cleaner. Oh, it's because this isn't. Yeah, no, it looks bad because of this. I got it. And then we'll just build that really quick and call it good. Yeah, so that connects that, and it's done. So this is going to be hopefully close enough for these guys to reach their destination. It's as straight a line as I could possibly do. I'm really hoping that this distance here is not too great. I question it, really, I do. I think on this side we're going to be fine. I say this with a question mark too, but I'm more sure about this side than I am this side, just because of the distance here and here. I probably need a truck. I probably need a bus or something to do that. We'll see. And then there's this area over here, and how to keep this to be how to have this be staffed, right? Need a whole nother train to come in through here. And I think so. I think I'm gonna actually have a whole nother train here. So what I could do is space out what it would cost for, let's say, a 600 platform. And if I want to put it like right in front of this, is it possible? Because I think it is. Right here. I could just put this right there, and then they can all just disperse from there. Or I could put it off the backside. That might not be half bad too, because then some of these guys might leave from work and come over here to go home. But I think this is probably right where I need to do it. So if I get rid of this train line right here. Come on now. It won't highlight all of it. Okay. If I get rid of this train line and then pop in a passenger train right here. Like that. Then I can just bring trains. Like I could just bring the passengers directly in this area. And then it's all a matter at that point of road connection, which is going to go like that. They think it is. Okay. Yeah, and very good. So it'll go about like that. And we could then also... This brings them down enough to where they can get to this building pretty easily. I would like to say that I could just do this, and then possibly from this road being close enough, I can probably do this and they'll get in there just fine. Ooh. Okay, this is going to be a bridge. No, I think we can do this. Yeah. Okay. And then that's easily close enough. And then from over here, I think if I can get the passengers to go through here, that'd be cool. Can I get a road in through this area? No? Is it a little bit too... Damn. Oh, shoot. I didn't confirm this. I should have confirmed this. I'll do that now. Just come through like that and then down like that. They can just make their way over. So confirm that. And then from here, we want that connected for the fire department for sure. This brings them right into the fire department too. It's a good idea. I would really like this to go between here. Is there nowhere that will happen? Yes, right there like that. Perfect. And good. All right, so this goes there. And then I most likely need a bridge for these two. I'd rather not do a tunnel because it's expensive. So if I could do a bridge, let's say like this from here, got to be lined up pretty perfect. And then come down. Yeah, that's tough. It's a really tough bridge. If it'll work, then great, but that's a really tough call for a bridge. Wow. I'm shocked that works. Okay. So we'll then also, I don't remember which one of these I was using, but I guess I'll just use one. We'll also come in about like this. And then the bridge just goes like that, and there it is. That's it. So this will take there. That's already going there. And then this goes to the road, but it also connects there. And I guess this road connection, we could also do this just to let them walk through. If they want to leave and come over to this side, they can. It's kind of the same thing with over here. If they want to leave and come over to this side, they can-ish, but they're going to have to do it down the road like that. I guess I could also just do this. I mean, having more connections doesn't harm anything, so. And that hooks everybody up, right? No, there's this one here still. This side over here needs connected. Although, I still think that this is close enough for them to get there, to work there. But we should have dedicated workers and stuff, right? So, I don't think this is close enough. Pretty sure it's not, but we're going to do that anyway. And then what we can do is we'll just replace this with a bridge on this side. So can I do a bridge here? And then another bridge segment, close it off, would be... I guess it's not going to fit in here. It's too tight of an angle. Although that might work. Will that work? I still think it's too close to this, though, and it won't let me do it. That is fine if you'll do it. Okay, cool. And then that brings them to this road, and then they can walk the road and down. There's no walk path stuff here, so this is still the fastest route. I would rather them use this than to, well, going in a straight line is typically still faster, right? So I could still do this. We'll see what they'd use. Whatever. More connections, the merrier. Okay, so that's our walking paths connections. That's going to have to take time a little bit. We've got some agriculture stuff that's taking time over here. If they start harvesting these crops before these are done, I'll pay for these to be done so that we can get them over there. There's a good chance that I'll need distribution, a distribution network. That will take place right here. I think there's enough space for this. Medium distribution office right here. Yep. I can just pile in as many as I want right on this side here. And then that frees up more equipment for these, which means I can have more fields and we can have even more crops. Train, very easy. It just comes in here, picks up crops, gets on this trail or gets on this rail line, then gets into here. And then once it's in here, it just goes all the way over, drops off the crops, waits till unloaded, then comes back and does it over and over and over again to keep this area supplied. And it's not really on the main track very long anyway. So that's the plan. Expand Sosnikova, get people to get where they need to go with chemical area, get crops expanded. That's it right there. I'm going to let that build, and then next video, you're going to see chemicals working, I hope. I will most likely have to offline or whatever, video, whatever. I'm going to have to expand this out a little bit more for more houses so that we can have even more workers here. So probably put houses here and then also wrap it around this area so that they can get to this. Any houses I put in this area will not be able to access this store. So for that reason, I think alone, I'm going to leave that store intact. But I'm 100% sure this one's going, and I'm thinking probably this one's going too. But this little store is going to stay just because if I put any more houses right here, they're going to have to access that store, which is no big deal. For this many people over here to have to go to that store is not a big deal. And then as far as getting supplies to this shopping center, I don't think there's anything stopping me from putting in a warehouse right here. Yep. And then we just have trucks do it. And I can just actually do that right now. And we can just have trucks bring stuff in here. In fact, I think meat storage will fit here too. Oh yeah, there it is. Yep. You do that right there. And then we just have the road, right? It's going to have to clear this, right? So it has to come firmly above the tracks. You can't stop close to the tracks. But I can always go at an angle. Meh. We're dropping the stuff off over there, so maybe we just go that way. Hey, wait a minute. Will this work? Maybe. It's a firm maybe. Well, it works for that, which means it's going to work for this. Hot dog. Oh, yeah. So that takes care of that problem. We don't even have to cross the tracks. We just do it right there. Done. Cool. Okay, and then, distribution will take care of getting stuff sorted into there. I can probably have some people bring some of the food that's over here. We're overproducing food here, I think. Right? Or we still have food in storage. Still have food in storage. Plenty of food in here. We're not buying. We're still buying electronics, though, unfortunately. So there's still some stuff to do. But I think we're in good shape. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate you. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe and all that stuff if you haven't already. And once we have a firm grasp on the actual supply of the goods itself, and we actually are generating enough to sustain colonies, then we'll focus entirely on getting that supply to where it needs to go so that we can evaluate whether or not we're making enough of it for real, as opposed to just sort of thinking that we're making enough of it. So that's what we're going to do when we get to that point. Otherwise, tourism is still in full swing. full swing being, you know, maybe 100 tourists on. I have like, yeah, maybe 100 tourists here right now. And I think their rating is, I think they're having fun. I think they have a good rating. Yeah, I hope so. Take care. Bye-bye.